2016 Valvoline Motorsport Ireland Forest Rally Championship in association with the following sponsors. Nestled in a tranquil valley near the Cork-Kerry border lies the village of Ballyvorney. Resting place to celebrated composer Sean O'Reilly, the peaceful parish is a little piece of heaven on earth. But venture a little farther up the valley and you'll find gravel stages that are out of this world. Welcome to the Moonraker Forest Rally.
The talk amongst the competitors this morning are these quality stages in Ballyvorney, which have given rise to a quality entry for this Moonraker Forest Rally, the second round of the Valvoline National Forestry Rally Championship.
After scoring maximum points at the opening round in Carrick-on-Suir, young Patrick O'Brien was amongst the favourites again at the Moonraker.
You took the lead after the first round and you'll want to retain that after today.
Yeah, we'll be trying today, but big competition out with Josh and whatnot back in, so it's not going to be easy.
A good productive opening round to the championship for you, Michael, and now you're back to tackle round two, lying second overall in the championship.
Yeah, we had a good old start to the championship. I suppose wasn't really expecting maybe as good a start, but thankfully it went well, and leaves us in a good position. So hopefully, if we can get a middling good run here today, it'll leave us good in the championship.
Well, it was the Circuit of Ireland last weekend, Forestry this weekend. You don't get tired of rallying, sure you don't, Josh?
No, definitely not. And the circuit went well for us last weekend, so hopefully we can repeat in that, and hopefully this weekend goes well for us too.
Well, you're getting more familiar with Forestry stages, but these ones will be a treat today, Desi.
Yeah, the stages are great. They look quite technical, bits of them fast, so I think it'll be a good opportunity to get a better setup for this good on gravel. We have it rightly sorted on tarmac, so I'm looking forward to getting dug under them.
Let's take a look at those stages now, and the clerk of the course, Paul Brown, and his team have laid on 4 stages, each done twice. The morning loop begins west of Ballyvorney and travels north into County Kerry. The afternoon stages start to the east, again finishing in County Kerry. Conditions were almost perfect, with only some isolated showers on an otherwise glorious day. First of the top seeds on the road was reigning forestry champion Josh Moffat and navigator Jason McKenna. Having recently taken 4th overall at the Circuit of Ireland in the Fiesta R5, the Monaghan crew were back in the Evo 9 for the Moonraker and were just half a second off the lead after the opening stage. Sadly, they slipped off the road on stage 2 and retired with resulting mechanical trouble. Having retired his Skoda Fabia R5 at the circuit, Desi Henry was having better luck at the Moonraker. He took a slender lead after stage 1, but after Moffat went out, he went on to extend that lead to 55 seconds by the end of stage 4.
Keep down at 5 right and crest 20, care 3 left don't cut. And the slow 4 right bump don't cut, 2 left. The flat 4 right, the flat 5 left long don't cut, the flat 6 right 170. Then 6 left 60, here, C, crest, slow, 4 left, slippy, narrows. Here, crest, slow, 4 left, slippy, narrows. 44 right after, 4 right after ruin the drive, 4 left in over the river. Stop up now for the river, and slippy 4 left after it. Slippy 4 left, slippy now. 40, 6 right long over crest 60, slowing fast 2 right in.
Closest to Henry after the morning stages was local crew Ger Lucy and JJ Kremen. Traversing stages just a few kilometres from his house, Lucy was relishing his home event but was coming under intense pressure from Tipperary's Pat O'Connell. The former champion was just 2 seconds behind and third in his similar Mitsubishi Lancer. Liam Ryan started well to hold 5th overall after stage 1 with Keith Moriarty calling the notes in the Evo 9. They passed the scene of Moffat's off on stage 2. Sadly, they bowed out with mechanical trouble further along that same stage.
Three, two, one, go. 60. 6 right and long, and it's very tight.
Having led the opening round until a penultimate stage off, Niall McCullough was determined to get some points under his belt at round 2.
4 right here, and to 5 left. 60. 5 right, slowing into hairpin left in. Slowing into hairpin left in. There's a plus on it.
Sadly, it was another disappointing non-finish for the Tyrone man as mechanical trouble forced retirement after stage 4. Debuting his new Fiesta R5 in the woods, Brendan Comiskey was still getting used to left-hand drive but setting good times to hold 4th overall.
3, 2, 1, go. Into long 6 right over crest. 40 to tight 4 left and 4 right.
Also getting used to new machinery were Patrick O'Brien and Anya McGuigan. The current junior champions made their 4-wheel drive debut in a Group N Lancer at round 1 and were out in a new Class 20 machine for the Moonraker. They held 5th overall despite some gear and brake trouble.
130 out of this. To a straight crest, 130 after it. To a left on crest at the top, only 60 to 3 right. 3 left into 4 right. Into crest and 3 left past the logs, slippy. 150 after this 3.
Andrew Fanning had been going well in the Valvoline Mitsubishi until retiring with mechanical trouble on stage 4. No problems for Robert Moffat, who was continuing his rally renaissance and held 6th overall after a good morning's work in the Ford Fiesta WRC. Just 0.3 of a second behind and 7th was the Mitsubishi Evo 10 of Niall Henry, brother of rally leader Desi. A further 2.6 seconds adrift in 8th was older model Evo 4 of Michael Carbon from Monaghan. Darren McKelvey was 9th overall and looking to score as many points as possible after missing the opening round. Adrian Hetherington made a change from his usual Mark II Escort to a Toyota Corolla WRC and was outside the top 10 as he got used to his new machine. 10th overall and leading the 2-wheel drive race was Killarney's Rob Duggan. The Billy Coleman Award winner had a great drive across the morning stages with his sister Tara navigating in the front-wheel drive Peugeot 208 R2. Second in the 2-wheel drive battle and 13th overall was the Mark II Escort of Mickey Conlon and Kieran McPhillips. Conlon's 2-litre machine had the edge on David Condell's 2.5-litre Escort. The Carlo driver was 15th overall after 4 stages, just 9 seconds adrift of Conlon in what was shaping up to be a good battle for best Mark II Escort. Third quickest Escort was the Class 12 machine of John Gordon, who was a further 9 seconds in arrears and held 17th overall with navigator Thomas Wedlock. David Crossan had been pushing Conlon for the top Mark II spot, lying just a handful of seconds behind after 3 stages. Unluckily for Crossan, a stage 4 mishap saw him damage his car and slip from 15th to 18th overall. Damien McGarren's Toyota Corolla was taking some punishment from the dips and crests at the Moonraker. He lay 19th overall with navigator Michaela McGinn. There was an impressive entry for the rallytrader.ie Kumo Tyres Junior category. Having missed round 1, Alan Moran was back to put pressure on first round winner Derek Mackerel.
Well, Derek, you blew us away with your times on the opening round and a 13th overall and first in class. Were you expecting that?
Not really, no. It went very well for me in Carrick, so it did, and the competition was good, so it was, but just a pity that Shane Keely went out. So there's a lot more men here today, so we're looking for a good fight.
And Mirren, you are replacing Dara this weekend. Of course, he has work commitments, but you're well used to the navigation seat.
Yeah, I've done a few with Derek now anyway, so we're kind of happy out and do a few night navs and things like that as well, so we've a small bit done anyway.
Yeah, you're being very modest. A navigation champion, I'm told.
Yeah, we won the Munster Championship there, not this season, but the season gone, so we were delighted with that all together. It's nice to come home with a trophy from things brightens it up a bit for you.
Well, last year's Forestry Championship saw a massive battle between yourself and Derek Mackerel, and that is continuing into this year.
Yeah, we missed first round in Kerry, but we're back here today and we want to try and put the pressure on Derek and we'll see how it goes.
I think he missed your competition in the opening round.
Oh, I'd say so, yeah.
Paul and PJ, first time to tackle a rally this weekend. I'm sure you're experiencing a lot of mixed emotions, excitement and nerves all at once.
You can be sure of it. There's butterflies starting to float around the stomach now at the moment. So hopefully once we get the helmets on and get the car going, we should be alright then.
The first ever rally for local crew Paul Harrington and PJ Keane had been going well until they retired from third in the junior class after stage 4. There was retirement also for Derek Mackerel and Murren Hayes, who had led the class after stage 1, only for the cam belt to break in their Vauxhall Nova on the very next stage. Shane Keneally had been second in class up until a throttle cable snapped on stage 4, dropping them back to 5th. Alan Moran needed no invitation to take up the reins and lead the junior class, with David Lockney calling the notes in their Peugeot 206.
5 left, tightens. And 2 right, into 3 right over crest. 2 right, into 3 right over crest. And 2 left, and late 4 right.
Holding second in class were Stephen Dixon and Tommy Hayes in the Ford Fiesta R2. So at the halfway point of the event, that's how the overall leaderboard looks at the Abbey Hotel Moonraker Forest Rally.
So with the first 4 stages of the Moonraker Rally complete, it's Desi Henry who now leads by 55 seconds. Can he hold on to that lead in the next 4 stages? Join us after the break to find out. The 2016 Valvoline Motorsport Ireland Forest Rally Championship in association with the following sponsors. Welcome back to Ballyvorney, County Cork, where the pace of life is never too hectic. That is until the Moonraker Rally rolls into town, when everything seems to speed up, pressure mounts, and time is of the essence. Looking like a very tidy drive out there, Desi. You're holding on to that lead at the moment, and a good substantial lead it is.
We're working on the car and constantly making changes, and it's getting better and better. So no, we're happy with our pace, and hopefully we can keep it going for the last 4 stages.
You couldn't find stages any closer to home, Jared?
No, about 3 miles from home here now today. So loving the stages and everything going good.
Going very well so far. Second place at the minute, just seconds between yourself and Pat O'Connell though.
Yeah, Pat will be fairly fast now in the next 2 stages, I'd say, but sure, we'll try being as fast as him anyway.
Very close, just 2 seconds separate yourself and second place. Will you gain that in the next 4 stages? There's plenty of time.
Well, Ger's a local man down here, but we'll be trying our best anyway.
Leading the 2-wheel drive race was Killarney's Rob Duggan.
Did you expect to be there?
No, definitely not. We were pretty surprised this morning when we came off with winning the two-wheel drives after the first two, but hopefully we can keep it together. There's a long 4 stages left, so anything can happen.
Along with plenty of local crews, there was an international flavour at this year's Moonraker Rally, with crews from the UK, the USA and Poland represented.
What do you think of the Irish Rally in Lucan?
They are fantastic. There are plenty of the competitors. The stages, they're lovely. For example, today we've got the very nice and flat and technical, that I prefer actually. To be honest, we're just beginning, so we will see what will happen.
The second half of the rally would see the crews tackle 2 new stages, and the pressure was on to see who could gain an advantage. Quickest on the first run through them was rally leader Desi Henry in the Skoda Fabia R5. The Antrim driver finished the loop with over a minute in hand over his nearest rival.
That 5 right very long continues over Chris. 40, C fast 4 right. C fast 4 here now, 4 here now, 4. A long flat Chris, don't keep beat him. 40, fast 3 left, fast 3. And turn 3 right. Kieran this now up through the post. Watch your post now. It opens to 4.
Tipperary's Pat O'Connell climbed above Ger Lucy into second overall after a flawless drive in his Mitsubishi. Also gaining a place was Brendan Comiskey in the Fiesta R5. The Dundalk man was really getting the hang of left-hand drive now and was just 5 seconds off O'Connell in second. It wasn't the best loop for local man Ger Lucy, who slipped from second overall to outside podium positions. Matters were worse for championship leaders Patrick O'Brien and Anya McGuigan. The Tyrone crew had been going well in 5th overall until mechanical trouble in their new Mitsubishi forced them to retire on stage 6. A big blow to their title aspirations. Taking over 5th place in the Mitsubishi Evo 10 were Niall Henry and John Rowan. Rob and Tara Duggan continued to lead the 2-wheel drive section and were up now to 9th overall in their Peugeot 208 R2. Leading the rear-wheel drive contingent in his Mark II Escort was Mickey Conlon. David Condell and Eugene McGrath fell by the wayside after a stage 6 off cost them over a minute. This promoted John Gordon to 3rd in the 2-wheel drive battle and 13th overall. So with just a final run through the stages to go, we turn to the various classes now, and taking maximum points in Class 2 were Jason Dixon and James Lowry in their Fiesta. Taking the Class 3 win in the Honda Integra were Emmett Lyons and Tommy Cudahy. In Class 4, Ashley Dixon and Fabian McAleer took 3rd place in their Mitsubishi Evo. Ed Muldoon and Mark Byrne finished 2nd in class and 20th overall in their Evo 9. But over 14 seconds ahead, in 19th, were Class 4 winners Stephen Cullen and Seamus O'Grady in the Subaru Impreza. Danny Creedon and Derry Healy won Class 6 in their older model Subaru. Niall O'Sullivan and Sean O'Crowley took 3rd in Class 9 in their Citroën C2. Local man Martin Lorden drove off into the sunset to claim 2nd in Class 9.
2 left, 1 right through junction 100. 1 set test over the finish. And 4 left over crest. Woo.
Cavan crew Colin Kearns and Terence McCabe won Class 9. Taking maximum Valvoline points in Class 10 was Mike Garahy with navigator Sean Moynihan. Unregistered Cork crew David Beamish and Eric Calnan won Class 10 in the Opel Corsa. Local crew James Lucy and Michael Kearney won Class 11F in the Honda Civic. Tipperary men Jason and Michael Walsh won Class 11R in their PM Rally Hire Mark II Escort. First in Class 12 were John Gordon and Thomas Wedlock, who finished 3rd in the two-wheel drive battle and 13th overall. David Crossan and Chris McSherry had to settle for 3rd in class and 16th overall after their Stage 4 mishap. Just 0.3 of a second ahead to take 2nd in class and 15th overall were Damien McGarren and Michaela McGinn in the Corolla. But taking a convincing win in Class 13 and finishing 12th overall was Monaghan crew Mickey Conlon and Kieran McPhillips. After their Stage 6 off, David Condell and Eugene McGrath were delighted to take the Class 14 win and finish 18th overall. In the junior class, James Driver and Megan Conway took 3rd place to move into the joint lead of the junior championship with Shane Keneally, who took 5th at the Moonraker. Stephen Dixon and Tommy Hayes were 2nd quickest juniors in their Ford Fiesta. But taking the junior win by over 20 seconds were Mayo men Alan Moran and David Lockney, who received 2 Kumo tyres from Ears Motorsport for their win.
Alan, an impeccable drive all day.
Yeah, we'd got our run today now. Some of the opposition fell by the wayside early on with Derek and Shane Keneally there, but we kept it together at the end and we're delighted to get the result.
Back to the overall battle now, and taking 10th place to maintain 2nd overall in the championship were Michael Carbon and Dara Kelly. Finishing 9th overall and taking the two-wheel drive win in the Peugeot 208 R2 were brother and sister crew Rob and Tara Duggan from Killarney.
Rob, I'm sure you're delighted with this result here today at the Moonraker.
Yeah, absolutely delighted now, over the moon. Coming up this morning, we didn't think we'd be anywhere close to this, but yeah, delighted to get the result in the end, and yeah, happy out.
Monaghan's Robert Moffat and Emmett Sherry won Class 7 and finished 8th overall in the Fiesta WRC. After a slow start, getting used to his new Corolla WRC, Adrian Hetherington finished strongly to win Class 15 and take 7th overall with navigator Gary Nolan. Niall Henry and John Rowan finished a fine day's rallying in 6th overall. Less than 2 seconds ahead in 5th were Darren McKelvey and Graham Henderson in their Evo 9. Ger Lucy and JJ Craman had to settle for 4th overall on their home stages, but it's enough to move them into the overall championship lead. To the podium finishers now, and taking 3rd after a fine drive in the new Fiesta R5 were Brendan Comiskey and Ronan O'Kane, who missed out on 2nd by just 1/10 of a second to runners-up Pat O'Connell and Mark Wiley in their Mitsubishi Lancer. But there was no catching the Skoda Fabia R5 of rally winners Desi Henry and Liam Moynihan. The Antrim Cork pairing led from start to finish and arrived back to a hero's welcome at the Abbey Hotel in Ballyvorney.
Well, Desi, looking at the finishing times, this was your day today.
Yeah, everything sort of went right from the start. We've just tweaked at the car all day and we got her to work really well. So, no, very, very pleased with our progress, and it's great now to get to the end of the rally and won it.
So congratulations to Desi and Liam on their well-deserved win, which was perhaps celebrated a little too exuberantly for Desi's parents' liking. And there's confirmation of the results of the Abbey Hotel Moonraker Rally, which sees Ger Lucy move into the lead ahead of a tight chasing pack.
It's a fantastic result for driver Desi Henry and co-driver Liam Moynihan, who take the win here at the Moonraker Forest Rally. We will head to the tour of the Sperrins for round 3. See you then.